Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. Welcome back to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. This is the Marvelous One with Dale. What's good, man?
Yo, Marvelous. What's going on, man?
Hey, nut, man. I'm okay. I wonder if Cam Newton is okay, man. Did you see? Dude got into a fight at his own 7-on-7 youth tournament.
Man.
That's crazy, right?
Cam. Come on, man. You can't be at a youth tournament telling people, hey, no, don't do drugs, don't be fighting, and then you punch one of your coaches in there.
Right.
Let me not say one of your coaches, but a coach.
A coach.
I don't know all the details, but a coach in the face.
Right.
And some of the youth, because when I saw the clip, it was a small clip. I thought I saw him fighting smaller kids, like younger kids.
Right, that's the impression I got too. But keep in mind, Cam Newton is 6'5", 245 pounds. So a lot of people look like kids around him.
That is very true.
but what I read on the USA Today was that, apparently these are former coaches he's worked with on these tournaments and for these youth camps, and they had a good relationship. It was beneficial to both. And for whatever reason, they split up and they started doing their own thing. And his former coaches beat his C1N team this time. And apparently there was some beefing about it. And I guess these coaches didn't like how Cam was coming at him and started taking some shots at him. And then, man, I mean, that last part at the clip, I don't know if you saw that at the end where the guy in the white shirt tried to take him out with a sucker punch. And Cam, man, his pocket awareness, his pocket awareness picked up, boy, because he saw that punch coming and he dodged it. I was like, damn, Cam still got it.
He dodged that joint, huh?
He dodged that. Dude missed him. I was like, damn, his pocket awareness is still on point, yo.
That is funny.
Yeah, man.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, man.
It's like Cam does have like a kind of you either like him or you don't type personality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you either like him a lot, you cool with all that, his antics, or you be like, who is this clown?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To think he all that.
Well, and surely they were like, who is this clown? Because he out there, I mean, in Atlanta, Georgia, with this big hat on his head, a feather coming out on the field, on the athletic field. It's like, dude, what's going on here, man?
Right.
Of course he stands out. He's 6'5", so
can't help but stand out.
He stands out, But it's like, come on, man. I just feel for it because I mean these camps are for the kids, man. An opportunity for them to see an elite athlete that Cam is. Cam is an elite athlete. To meet somebody like him, potentially a Hall of Famer, to go out there and work with him and get some tips from him. And then it ends like this in a brawl. I sure hope Cam and his former partners can work something out, man. Get over this. I know how it is, man. You're out there, you're competing against each other. Things get heated. You start clowning one another, So hopefully they can get over this.
I get it to an extent. I really do. But it's just like, there's footage there. People gonna have phones, cameras, and stuff like that. And it's all gonna go up there, and you're just not gonna look good.
No,
gonna look good in that situation.
They ain't doing that at the Manning camp. Nobody's attacking Archie and Peyton and Eli. Come on, Cam.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't know the details, so I don't know if he really was defending himself or they just attacked him, or what. But it just, it just wasn't a good look for Cam, man.
It wasn't. And of course, the story that I read only gives the perspective of the guy that he was fighting. That guy's telling the story as if Cam was taunting them and saying things. And that prompted him to attack him. But, of course, we're only getting one side of the story. I'm sure Cam has a different side. And, we don't know exactly what happened, but we do know there was a fight. And based on what I can see, Cam held his own. I mean, come on, dude. He was slinging these little dudes around. That's why everybody was like, it was kids. And it was like, as I read it, it doesn't seem like it was kids. It was like it was coaches that he was fighting top shelf. I think that's what they had on their shirts. So apparently he was fighting other coaches.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But, hey, Cam does flap them gums.
He does.
I can see where he can say some things, that kind of set people off the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, one thing can lead to another, but I don't have the details, so I can't speculate.
But I can tell you this: I know I wanted to fight him when he would score touchdowns against the Saints and do all the silly dances or something in the end zone.
He do the Superman.
Superman, yeah. A lot of respect for him. I got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
But I know he can do some things to annoy people and stuff like that. And speaking of doing some things to annoy people, I'll start off with the good part about it. My man got a job. Eric Bieniemy finalized a 2-year deal to join the UCLA staff as an assistant head coach and the offensive coordinator, joining new head coach Deshaun Foster. But
man,
dude was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He had the greatest quarterback he was working with, and he leaves that job for the Commanders. Really?
Man, I don't understand it. You leave on your own accord. First of all, everybody was saying, why don't this guy have a head coaching job?
Right.
Why is he not working as a head coach in the NFL?
Right.
So instead of him going and get that job, because I thought
it was coming.
I thought that's what he wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what he was saying he wanted. He wanted the head coaching job. So you leave the top organization in the league who just won a Super Bowl to go play for the Commanders, who are going nowhere. I mean, nobody had no perspective of them going anything, making no playoffs. They weren't heading in the right direction, nothing. They're about to rebuild. That's what they look like they were about to do. They were in rebuilding phase. So you go there, and I said, okay, so he must got one of those assistant head coaches position. No, he's the OC.
Right.
I don't think he had like assistant head coach on his
title. No.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, well, maybe it's one of those deals where they told him, hey, if something happens, you're going to become the incumbent. I mean, you're going to be the incumbent coach here, so you're going to move right up into the head coaching position, which made sense to me. Okay, they're going to give me a head coaching position. They're going to give me a chance at the head coaching position. But no, that doesn't happen. So what you do, you go back to college? Come on, dog. That's
and you go. Not only did he go back to college, he didn't go back as a head coach.
And not even as a head coach in college. Good Lord.
Yeah. He's going backwards.
It's like what, 400 teams?
Yeah. It's like, man, take an HBCU job. Take a job at a D2 school or something. Like, I don't know. You should have stayed with the Chiefs. Is my point.
He should have stayed with the Chiefs.
He should have stayed with the Chiefs. Would have built that reputation as a great offensive coordinator. I get it. He wanted a gift from under Andy Reid. He may have felt that Andy Reid was holding him back from being a head coach. But go to the Commanders, really?
That just wasn't a good move. From the very first time I saw him doing it, I said, no, you don't go there and prosper. I don't know any coach. Well, let me not say I don't know any coaches that went there and prosper, because there are a lot of head coaches in the league right now that used to coach at Washington, right?
Yeah.
So, let me not say nobody's ever gone anywhere and prospered after that, but that really wasn't the stepping stone. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Washington was in the way of those other coaches.
But no, it's a different situation, because when he came to the Commanders, you knew Ron Rivers was on the hot seat.
He
didn't win this year. He was getting fired. Now, I don't know any other team that's got a coach on the hot seat and thinking to themselves, well, once we get rid of the head coach, we'll just take the assistant coach that was on the same losing team and move them up to head coach. Who the hell does that? Come on, Eric. They're not hiring you after they just lost. And you did a good job. Sam Howell, I think at the beginning of the season, did pretty well under Eric Bieniemy. And then it kind of all fell apart at the end. But,
right. And I guess it would have to been a middle of the season type of situation.
Right.
Because remember, that's what Pierce did in Oakland.
And had a lot of success.
It had a lot
Las
of success.
Vegas.
Las Vegas, guys.
Yeah. I know. I still say the San Diego Chargers. You know?
Yeah, man. It's hard for me to get Vegas in my
I know,
head.
right?
Vegas Raiders. They don't even
roll
off your tongue right.
Right. I still want to call the Rams the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, right. it rolls off the tongue.
It does. It was the greatest show on turf when they were in St. Louis. So, but no, but I feel for him. I thought at some point he was going to get a head coaching job, but I thought this was just a bad move, especially when I heard it. Last year when he was leaving, and it wasn't like the Chiefs were firing him or anything like that. He just wanted to leave and really test his chop somewhere else. And I was like, why? You got Patrick Mahomes.
I would feel more for him if he didn't leave himself. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't the one that left.
Right, that's true. That's true.
I would feel, more sorrow for his position, for what for what happened.
But I guess
it's like he did it to himself. It's like
he did. But I get why he took the risk. He felt like he needed to go big in order to get that opportunity as a head coach. And to me, I thought that was foolish. I think he should have just stayed and just keep getting having the success with the Chiefs. And then eventually you were going to force the NFL to give you a head coaching job, because at some point the NAACP, Congress, somebody was going to get involved. Like, okay, dude has been an offensive coordinator of the best offense in football with the best quarterback in football. How the hell does he not get a head coaching job?
Yeah, I mean, eventually that's what you look at and you say, how is this not happening? But
exactly.
If you keep making moves the way he made,
yeah,
you can't get. All he had to do just stay there and keep winning in Kansas City. He was going to get one right from Kansas City. Somebody's gonna say, "Hey, man, nah, these guys are winning. I need this guy. This guy's the offense, just like everywhere else in the league."
Yep.
People trying to get that guy from Detroit.
But think about this. We all know at some point Andy Reid's gonna have to retire. He can't coach forever.
That too. That too.
Just stand there till the job came open.
You could have waited about 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? You could have moved right into a winning organization.
Right in there. Patrick Mahomes is what, 27, 28? Hell, you got another 12 years with him.
Yeah.
Come on, Eric.
And man, he just could have made so many more better moves.
Yeah.
Just to make his ending. Well, I'm not gonna say ending. He's still working.
Right.
But it just could have been better off for him, especially leaving out the NFL altogether.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it felt like he gave up.
Yeah, I know, and it's sad, and I guess that's where I really feel for him. I get why he took the risk, and now he's fallen way down, and I don't know how he can get back into the NFL and get that opportunity to be a head coach again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, hard road, because there's going to be a lot of questions of like, what happened?
So long. The road is going to be so long.
Yeah.
If you get back from those ranks.
Yeah,
to go back up, people don't forget you was with the Chiefs, man.
Yeah, and I mean, the opportunity is still there. I mean, let's just say UCLA, becomes the number 5 team. They make the playoffs and ball out. Okay, maybe I'll get an opportunity then, but how likely is that to happen? UCLA,
yeah,
I doubt it. So
yeah. It's a small chance. I mean,
it's a small chance, but
very small.
Yeah. But speaking of bad decisions, I mean, I was looking at Saquon Barkley is now a free agent.
Yeah, man. I can't get out. The devaluation of running backs it just makes me so mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had so many great running backs in this league. And for people to say, "Oh, I could just get 2 running backs for the same price and they'll give me the same production."
Right.
It doesn't work like that. A running back is a special player, just like any other special player. You know what I'm saying? You get those special plays because they make big plays. You know what I'm saying? So you got to respect them in that lane, as a big playmaker. you might have 2, you might have 3 running backs that can't make those plays. And that's why you had those. That's why you have those top running backs. Like I said, you can't tell me that you can find 2 running backs to replace Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
You know, you can't find 2 running backs to replace Derrick Henry, what he was doing.
Right.
You know, so it's like, how can you just completely devalue him so bad? Now I get it. They get hurt. They play, and for real, that's unfair to them because they carry the ball the most. They do the
That's
most.
what I was going to say.
Hits.
But they're the ones. They don't get paid and they get used up. Think about this. That's terrible, man. The running back is not only going up against the huge offensive linemen, you know, when they're running the ball, but they also have to block them in the passing offense. So they're taking big hits then. And then they're catching the ball out of the backfield. They're asking running backs to do way too much. So much so that they're getting injured and they're not lasting very long. Their careers are pretty much done once they get close to 30. And then they don't get paid that much. Like, I don't know, man. If my kids were playing football, I would discourage them from playing running back. Like, no.
I mean, because look, think about it. It's the shortest life expectancy, playtime expectancy of any positions on
career expectancy
of any position on the field. You know what I'm saying? Once you get into, if you don't get that initial contract while you're young,
right,
you're not going to get one later. You don't get, no. I don't think I can't even remember last time I saw like a 28-year-old running back get a big contract.
Right.
You know, not even Adrian Peterson.
Right.
You know, and the fact that they take all the most major hit and they take the most hits, but they can't get paid, it's just a travesty, man. It's a travesty. And I do not like seeing all these people out here in free agency. Your Josh Jacobs, your Derrick Henrys, you know what I'm saying? Your Saquon Barkleys. I don't like seeing them sitting out there and free agency, and we're wondering, how are they going to get a job?
Yeah, and that's the thing about it, right? It like you said, at a certain age, they get those opportunities. Well, once they get close to 30, that's when teams are getting rid of them, man. And that seems to be the case everywhere. Like the Saints are considering moving on from Alvin Kamara. You know, he's getting close to 30.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works, man.
Right. He had his deal, he had his deal.
Got his big deal, and that's it.
Yeah. And, did he ever get a second deal too? Or did they extend, like he had the first deal and then they extended him to a second one? He just got one big deal, right?
He just got one big deal. Just one big deal. He came in the same year that Christian McCaffrey came in. And I think it was right after Christian McCaffrey got his big deal from the Panthers. Alvin Kamara got his. Wasn't quite as big as Christian's. But, he got a significant deal because he has a significant role with the Saints.
Right.
But his the injuries are starting to pile up. His production is down. I think part of the reason why his production is down, Drew Brees is no longer there. So less opportunities. The style of quarterbacks were different after Brees. Brees was a quarterback that took advantage of his running backs and tight ends. That was his thing. Coming out of San Diego, right? LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, and when he came to the Saints, Alvin Kamara got a lot of opportunity. Darren Sproles and Jimmy Graham. He utilizes the running backs and the tight ends.
Jimmy Graham.
He's
back playing with the Saints, right?
He played last season, but I doubt he's going to come back the following season. So,
okay.
Yeah. And so I don't think he's coming back. I think Jameis Winston is also a free agent. He's unlikely to come back. I keep telling y'all, after he defied the head coach, somebody's got to go.
Yeah, that was bad. That's
still terrible. So
absolutely terrible.
Somebody's got to go. As we can tell, it ain't gonna be the head coach. So Jameis Winston is very unlikely to come back. So I don't see that happening. Derrick Henry is a free agent. I just think that's crazy. But
yeah, man. I mean, why can't he? I mean, Tennessee should have made it a way that he could retire.
Right. as a Titan, right? All that he's done for that organization,
I mean, he was the offense.
Right. But I think things are going to get better because I kind of like Will Levis. I think Levis is going to be pretty good for that organization.
I mean, we're going to see because he had that one big game when he first had that start. And then he kind of fell off a cliff a little bit. Because I think they were going to go with him if he continued to doing what he was doing, or at least kind of. But he fell off the cliff after that first.
I think he was way better than Tannehill. I thought Tannehill completely fell off the cliff. And Levis came back and gave him. I mean, he had games where he looked like a rookie, but then he had some games, like you say, he was up and down. Then he had some games where he showed a lot of potential. So I think they ended the season with like 7 wins or something like that, which is okay considering how poorly they started.
Yeah.
So, but
they always seem to kind of come back at the end,
right,
and start doing something.
Right.
They always kind of bring up the rear and start,
right,
playing.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, we'll see how things shape out with free agency, with the draft coming up. Of course, lock into us. We'll keep you updated on that. We're gonna be following it. Yeah,
absolutely. But when you get a chance, look at that just that free agent list, and just look at the names on it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Austin Eckler.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like
they wouldn't give him a deal.
And they say, people are saying, he's probably not going to get a deal anything close to what he really deserves to get.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
It's a travesty that these good running backs that we know are productive, they can't even get a job.
But as what I said, running backs are the worst things to themselves. Like young running backs are always coming in, taking their jobs, less money. And, some cases, the same production, in some cases, not quite as much, but just enough at a cheaper price. So it's unfortunate how the running back is being devalued in the NFL. I feel for him. Yeah.
Right. But other big names, Bobby Wagner, Tyrod Smith, he's out there, Tony Pollard. There go another running back. I ain't gonna argue with him.
I thought Tony Pollard got a new deal. Didn't he get a new deal?
Nah, man. He was on a 1 year.
He was on a 1 year deal. Why would you accept that?
It was a franchise.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. He couldn't get out of it. But like with Saquon, it's like, why take this 1 year deal, man?
I guess the interest must not have been there. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Maybe he did that just so he could be a free agent, because they think he would have been franchised. With a franchise, he would have had they could have franchised him again. No, it wouldn't have changed. They still could franchise. They just don't want him. That's all
they could have. It was somebody that had in their contract that they couldn't get They couldn't do.
But they can't franchise you more than 2 times.
Yeah,
and Saquon never been franchised. So they were looking to franchise him. He refused to sign the deal.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought he was Oh, that's what happened. He got franchised, but then they took him off of that and gave him a 1 year deal.
He didn't want to be franchised. He wouldn't sign it. And so he took the 1 year deal.
Right.
So, it's just like, come on, Saquon.
And literally, they could have franchised him again, right? They could have put him on the same franchise.
They still can franchise, but I guess they just don't want him now.
That just made it even worse.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think the Giants will be foolish not to re-sign him. So I think they can work out some deal. What's $10 million a year for a running back? Come on, man.
I mean, really though.
Yeah. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.